And what is its name?
Kaya. Kaya.
Is that a girl's name or boy's name?
A girl's name, K-A-I-A.
K-A-I-A then, huh?
Yeah, she's supposed to be next door, but the father forgot he had to do something this morning, so he dropped her off.
That's not your baby. I thought that was your baby.
Granddaughter. My granddaughter. So she's mine.
But
We don't want to be starting baby now. We're both trying to be retired here, or partially retired.
people are having babies at this time.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Yvonne. Hi. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I know you're busy watching baby.
Yeah.
See you.
Nice to see you.
Okay, we're going to get started. Now go ahead and press the record button. For those that do not want to be recorded, please turn off your cameras and we'll start.
Recording in progress.
There we go. Aloha kakahiaka Kūpuna and welcome to our Tai Chi with Randy Lau. It's good to see all of you. And Kungi Fat Choi, we just had our Chinese New Year. I think we're still in the Chinese New Year celebration. And we're going to go ahead and turn this time over to Randy. I'll be your co-host, Hanakia, and I'll be letting people in as we go along.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Aloha, everybody. Gungi Fat Choi, Sanlin Phai Lak. You know, there's so many. When I was telling them, when I grew up in Hilo, in Hawaii, everybody says Gungi Fat Choi. And when I came up to Honolulu, and I joined the Kung Fu Club, and I'm going to I'm meeting real Chinese people. And I find out Gungi Fat Choi does not mean Happy New Year. Like, what? But yeah, so if you didn't know that, Gungi Fat Choi is more of it's wealth, prosperity. So when you look at the immigrants, right, it makes sense in Hawaii because the Chinese were, well, so many of them were business, yeah. So, and to survive in a new place. So Gungi Fat Choi is the wealth and prosperity for the new year. And Happy New Year, this is probably the first year I remembered how to say one of them. So for us, I think for Cantonese, it's Sannin Phai Lak, I believe. I could be wrong. But I joined this Cantonese recipe group, and they've got, I don't know, thousands of members, and you see people wishing Happy New Year from all over the world. And at least on the pinyin, on the English side, you see it, there's got to be like 5-6 different ways of spelling and pronunciations, and depends, right, Cantonese, Mandarin, and then you break it down further, especially the Cantonese, right? I never heard of Toinese, but now I'm hearing of Toyanese, you know, the different prefectures and different ethnic groups. So yeah, there's Gungi Fat Choi, there's, was it I don't even remember. Anyway, there's a lot of different ways to say it. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
So Gungi Fat Choi. We're gonna have our family meal on Sunday, but in between I've been trying to cook just a few things, and then the daughter-in-law, who's more Taiwan background, although she grew up in California, she's coming back home today. So I saved a little bit of black bean spare ribs, which I cooked for the first time. So easy. Chinese cooking is really easy, the everyday cooking. Yeah. So welcome, the Chinese New Year class. Somebody posted in the instructors group, hey, what are you guys doing for all your online, or what are you doing for all your Tai Chi for Health Chinese New Year classes, and the Tai Chi classes? And I'm thinking, I'm Chinese, we take a vacation, nobody should be having class on Chinese New Year. What are you talking about?
It's vacation, right?
Yeah. What are you talking about? What are we doing for Chinese New Year for our Tai Chi classes? We're having a holiday, we're eating, we're partying. Okay, so to remind you, yeah, especially for the new year, another reminder of the new year, everything I'm learning, it's all about heart. So projecting the heart, leading with the heart, no resistance, and studying what that means. It's not just it's not just backing off on everything. It's not just saying, oh, yeah, you do whatever you want. It's learning how to manipulate your world. And one of the things I learned early on, especially as a teacher, when you have to start being very careful what you say, is that people don't like the word manipulate. But enjoying science, mechanical, I understand manipulate is just a word, right? But when you deal with people, manipulation is always always comes across in a negative connotation, right? Oh, you manipulated me. Oh, don't manipulate me, right? But manipulate is just a word. And in reality, that's what we do every single day, right? When you're nice to somebody because you know you have to treat them nice, otherwise you can't work with them. When the baby is nice because they want their food or they want their toy, that's manipulation, right? So to live with people, we manipulate each other all day long, right? Negative is the intent, and that's what's important. So in the Qigong, we lead with the intent. Right? What you do with it, what you do with the skills, what you do with the forms, that's up to you. So manipulation by itself is a reality of life, right? We manipulate things mechanically. We manipulate when we drive. We manipulate when we're in the store. We manipulate when we talk to sales clerk, customers, aunties, uncles, children, everybody, right? We have to manipulate the world. But it's the intent behind it and what we're doing. That's what's important. So no resistance is a way of manipulating forces of nature, so to speak. Yeah. So forces of nature are just things that are there that we don't have control of. If we have control of and we try to control them, things blow up. So as we do the Tai Chi and we do the Qigong, we learn this to be slow, manmandi, take our time. We learn to use our mind and just think about things. And like I said before, if you do this sun meditation, this heart meditation, we just practice thinking of the sun in your chest, small little sun, warm and cool, putting out energy connected to the sun in the sky. After a while, just starting to think about this area of your chest, you start to get that ticklish feeling. So it takes less and less effort, but yet it becomes bigger, more profound, more refined. So as we do the new year, I hope everybody can take that time to just really do that heart meditation all day long, anytime you remember. And that will become a very strong foundation for your health, your mental health, your physical health, how we deal with life, how we deal with people. Yeah, it's something I think about all day long. It doesn't mean I can do it. As somebody told me, it's not that I'm a better person, it's that I can hide it better, which means they're a better person. We have more patience. We think about things a little bit more. Yeah, we try not to be reactive and such. Yeah, we're all human beings, right? As you know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the great basketball player for the Lakers, he made a statement that said, why are we talking about race? There's only one race, right? There's human race. A lot of ethnic groups, so there's only one human race. So with that, bring your hands up, take a nice deep breath. Remember to think of that beautiful mountain scenery. So instead of just trying to stare at that one single point on the mountain, that's a method. But I think it's just easier to think of a beautiful mountain scenery. Mauna Kea, Mount Fuji, something that, a nice cone mountain that peaks. When you breathe in, think way up in the sky, up in the stars. Imagine you're gathering that energy, bringing it down through the top of your head, letting it flow gently through your whole body, opening up all blockages, through your spine, through your nervous system. Relax your legs, relax your feet so it flows into the earth. Rest your hands on your lap. Still imagine you breathing in this clean energy from high above all the man-made pollution. Nothing gets in your way. Doesn't matter if you're in a building, if you're outside, if you're under the ocean. Just imagine your feet sinking into the earth and the top of your head reaching up into the sky. As you listen to the bell, let the sound of the bell enter your body. Let it vibrate every cell of your body. Let it vibrate, release all the stress, all the tension. Allow the blood, allow the chi to flow. See, feel that vibration entering your body. You slowly open your eyes. Bring your hands up one more time. Breathing in and out. Remember to drop your shoulder blades. See if you can feel that difference as your palms flow through your body. If you can feel that part of your body. This might be a change of temperature, might just be a little ticklish feeling. As you breathe in, relax the chest, expand the lower belly. Breathe in from the earth. As you breathe in from the earth, imagine the chi flowing through your whole body and slowly start focusing the chi in your bones, continuously flowing through every bone of your body. And one of the things of the tiger, it reminds us, right, when they talk about doing tiger, they talk about the strong bones, tiger bones, strong muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, the sinews. So we have to flow that chi through the bones, stimulate the bone marrow, stimulate new bone production, give the bones a reason to keep on growing. Give the muscles a reason to keep on producing new cells in our body. Come up from the side, breathing in, just stretching the fingertips while relaxing the joints. Deep breath and out. If we do nothing, all the cells in our bodies will stop producing. No stimulation. Why should we make new blood cells? Why should we make new bone cells? Why should the organs maintain themselves? So you just have to think about each part of your body, each system in your body, you stimulate it. And then you add physical movement to add a little bit more stress to make it work a little bit harder, so that in everyday life we have a little bit more strength. Scooping down, like picking up water. Deep breath, dynamic tension. Squeeze and press and slowly twist. Feel your shoulder blades squeezing that energy out through. The feet reaching into the ground. Breathing in. Exhale, squeeze it through the bones, surging. Squeeze it through the ligaments and tendons, twisting, pressing, squeezing, continuous movement, not locking, letting everything go and coming back to center and down at the side. So last week we did 8 brocades of silk, so we'll do that one more time, and then maybe next week we'll come back to a regular warm-up. But if you weren't here, we can review that. If you were here, we can review that one more time. And I'll do the first part seated, and then I'll stand for the second part so we get a little bit of both. Okay? So first movement, you bring your hands in the center. They're going to come up to the mouth as you inhale. Reverse, drop your shoulder blades and press down. This is the first half of the movement. The back of the hands face each other and you draw them up. Again, like pulling that syringe out. And you press them up to heaven, look up a little bit, and then down. Your palms can press straight up, but your head doesn't have to look all the way up, just 45 degrees. So again, first one is in 2 parts. Breathing in, notice how my shoulders and elbows are down, and exhale. Little bit stretch, and then draw and pull up through the ground, through the body. Pressing all the way up, stretching, and then exhale. Through the body. All the way down. Let everything go, and then begin again. Breathing in and out. And in and out. In fact, what I'll do is I'll show you both the seated and the standing for each movement. Okay, so I'll do part seated, and then I'll stand, and it's up to you if you want to stand or you want to do seated. And I'll have this. Hopefully, I'll have this recording up there so you can watch. Yeah? So standing, same thing. Breathing in and out. And standing, I tend to sink a little, and I tend to stretch up, lifting my heels up a little, so I get a little bit more pump in my body. And exhale. Let everything go, looking straight ahead, breathing in and out. And in, not more than 45 degrees, looking up and out and down. Okay, so I'll just alternate. So I'll start off with the standing first, and then I'll do the seat. Well, this one you can just do standing or seated. Yeah. So number 2, you lift, and then your left hand, so you mirror me, your left hand is on top. But again, don't worry if left or right. And then you press. So this hand has to press. Feel your shoulder blade stretching. This hand is pressing up. Feel your shoulder blade stretching. Again, looking up at your hand, but don't look all the way up, just 45 degrees. And as you exhale, follow that hand as it falls. So your neck rolls all the way down. At the bottom, release your wrist. And then you begin again, lifting, breathing in. And then your right hand will come on the top, right, mirroring me. And exhale, stretching both shoulder blades. Follow and roll your neck. Take your time rolling your neck and release all the tension in your wrist and your palms, and then begin again. Breathing in, left hand on top. Exhale, breathing in, stretching both arms, and exhale, gently rolling all the way down and releasing, and inhale. In your right hand on top, breathing in and out. And then one more round. In your left hand, in and out. And breathing in and out. And breathing in and out. Okay, yeah, and relax. So this one, I'm not going to bother showing you the seated because you just sit and do it. And the next one, same thing, seated, you can just sit and do it. Okay, so the next one, number 3, you start off, you're going to breathe in, then turn both palms down and just drop it to the side. So when I come down, you don't want stiff arm, right? Let your elbows fold and they're gently pressing down, like pressing a balloon down to the ground. While they're coming down, you exhale and you turn your head starting with the left. And before you finish, you come back to center. So you end back into center. We do left and right. But again, if you're doing right and left, we do 2 sides, so don't worry about it. Okay, so sitting is easy, so I don't need to demonstrate that. Okay, so breathing in, looking to your left, exhale. And then come back to center, relaxing, then breathing in, exhale, looking to your right, and then breathe, coming back center, then in, relax the shoulders and exhale, left, back to center, breathing in, exhale right, back to center, and one more time, in, your left, and in and out. Okay, and relax. When I learned this, the teacher actually did this one very fast and very relaxed. He just kind of went up and down and up and down, much faster. Number 4, we're going to open. So if you're I'll do this seated first, and then I'll do it standing. And we want to open the rib cage, open the heart, open the lungs. The hands will come out and drop the elbow down. And as you come back, you want to squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then the hands come straight, the arms come straight up and forward and palm over palm. Okay, so center of the palm, heart points, and coming down to the tantin. And then from there, they just repeat. So they come up and they drop down and squeeze together. The upper body, I want you to tilt the sternum, so we're going to stretch the back, right? We're going to hyperextend, but the caution again is when you come back here, don't look up like this, don't tilt your head up, it's the upper body. Always look straight ahead, so as you're tilting the sternum, you should only be looking 45 degrees. And it is a real temptation to come here and tilt the head back, but when we do that standing, that's going to throw the head is very heavy, right? So if I do it standing, if I do it here, I'm okay. But if I tilt my head back, 2 things, that's not good for our neck as we age, right? To tilt it back so much. And 2, it's going to throw a lot of weight back there. So if anything's going to make you fall backwards, it's going to be doing this and tilting your head, and that's going to pull my body back. So keep your chin tucked in, whether you're seated or standing. Keep your chin tucked down a little bit as you come back. Just looking straight ahead, and the hand comes straight up, and that's going to help your upper body to return and lift back into position. We don't want to use our back to pull ourselves back. That's going to create that strain, okay? Not for this exercise. So we'll start off seated, and then I'll show you the standing. And again, you do whichever one is comfortable for you. Okay, so if you want, you can watch me do the first one and then you can join. So breathing in, again, not looking up. Lift the arms up and exhale, palm over palm, back to the lower tantin. And then again, breathing in, keeping the chin down and exhaling. I'll do 3 times in the chair, and then I'm going to do 3 times standing. Squeeze the shoulder blade together. Yeah, I have to be really conscious of not stretching my head back. Yeah, and there. Okay, and then I'll do 3 times standing. I'll go a little bit at an angle so you can see it from the side. Standing, my stance is a little bit more open. My knees have to be bent. I don't want my knees locked. That's going to cause me to fall too. So the knees bent. Breathing in and out. Lift my hands straight up. That helps bring my body back. Relax. Breathe in and out. And in, out. And I'll just do one last time facing you. Breathing in and out. Yeah, taking your time. And relax. Okay. So next one, start in the chair. It's a bow and arrow. Okay. And the arms cross. So traditionally it starts on the left, on your left. But again, don't worry. The inside hand is like pulling the string, right? So you pull the bow. The outside hand is going to make thumb and forefinger like an L, and you turn towards the outside hand and you press. No higher than the shoulder. Okay, so elbows should be a little bent. As you pull back, this stays right in this plane. So don't pull your elbow behind you, just to the side. You see, it's really short, right? It doesn't come way back here. It's actually very short. And you look through this, look through the L. Again, looking at the mountain. Right? And you come back, the fists will touch, and then you release. So I'll do 3 times seated, and then I'll stand. When you do the standing, you don't have to go real low. You do what's comfortable for you. Okay? And again, starting off with your left hand on the inside. Okay. Okay, so beginning, breathing in. The inside hand pulls the bow and exhale. Stretching, opening up the chest, and coming back. And releasing. Then the right hand's going to come inside, breathing in. The right hand pulls the bow and exhale. Lift the sternum and back and down. Then left hand inside, breathing in and out. Lift the sternum, tilt the sternum up and back and down. And one more time, right hand inside. Right here, lift the sternum, tilt the sternum up. I can feel right here stretching as I do that. And I'm going to do 2 times standing. So not too wide, comfortable if you want to stand. And there's a little squat now with it. So coming down and then pulling the bow. And then coming back. And I'll rise, come back to standing position. Okay, then my right hand's going to come in, or your right hand. Oh, I'm sorry. Do left, yeah, right. I'm sorry, I'm getting mixed up. What do they say? Do as I say, not as I do. Breathing in. And back, and rise, and one more time. And coming down and turning. And I'm going to do one more time to show you something you can add, whether it's seated or standing. But as you come down to here, you can tilt your body up and then come back and down. So you can add that in, or you can leave that out. That's either one is okay. So right here, I'm going to tilt my body up. And what that does is it helps to stimulate the kidneys. So it adds that element of stimulating the kidneys, which is always good. So the next one is a little bit more vigorous. Since I'm standing, I'll start with the standing. Again, feet maybe width of shoulder, not too wide. My hands are at the side. When I squat, I'm going to fold my hands into me, and I want the forearms gently rubbing against the body. I want to create that nice little friction. It's going to stop right about here, so the wrist is free. And then I'm going to give a punch with my left hand, use the ha sound, and just let everything come out. You should feel your belly expand, chest relax, or belly expand. Just open your throat and go ha. Let it vibrate a little bit. Yeah, just like that. Just ha. And then it's going to just swing across and come back, and we're going to stand. So I'll do several standing, and then I'll show you the seated. Okay. So hands here. So I'm going to breathe in. And your left hand punches first. Ha. Just a short punch. Drops down across your body. Swings up towards your nose. Slides back in. Palms open. Turn down, and they cover each other while you rise. And then we do the right hand punch. Breathe in. Ha! Right in the center. Swings across the body. In. Cross while I rise. And exhale. Okay, I'm going to do my left hand again. Breathe in. Ha! Come across the body. Exhale. And then my right hand. Breathe in. Ha! Breathe in and out. Okay, so you can, if you want to remain standing, you can remain standing. I just want to show you, it's basically the same thing, but the legs kind of get in the way, so they just have to come to the side. But if you want to keep on standing, that's fine. Okay, so breathing in, left hand, ha, across, and out. And then just have to separate it on the side, and then right hand. And when you punch, it's a short punch. Express yourself and let your whole body vibrate. So breathe in one more time. I don't know if you can hear the baby blowing strawberries in the back. I swear, almost from the first month she was playing with bubbles. And down. And release. Okay. The next one, we're going to loosen up our waist. So since I'm in the chair, I'll just start with the chair. And then I'll show you the standing. The standing, you can get a much larger range of motion. So it's easy to make it as comfortable for you as you want. Okay, so I'm going to start hands. Remember, hands on the knees. Have to stay on the knees the whole time, whether you're seated or standing. Keep the hands on the knees. Okay, so I'm going to drop my body down and roll to your left. Look from toe to toe. Then I'm going to look at my heel. Behind my shoulders, I'm going to roll back. Imagine I'm looking behind my back to the opposite heel, rolling, and then the toe, and then center. Then I'm going to my right side. Look at my right big toe, roll to my left big toe, to my left heel, behind my left shoulder, looking behind my back, opposite heel, to the right toe, and then center, and then start again. Do one more seated, and then I'm going to do the standing. So just take your time, relax your shoulders, breathe, just breathe naturally. When you're looking at your heel and toe, see them in your mind. Back to center, and then I'll do two more standing. So again, especially standing, really important to keep the hands on the knees. Okay? So depending on your flexibility, your comfort level, you could go low. But keep your hands on your knees, especially standing, to limit your range of motion. And just breathe. Breathe normally, breathe naturally. especially standing, you can see how your shoulders, you can actually get a little stretch in your shoulders as you're coming down if you wanted to from there. So you could add that element in. Okay, all right. And then we do our kidney channels. Well, we do all the channels. So if you're, this one doesn't matter, seated or standing. I'll just show you the standing. The seated is easy enough. The hands are just resting on the kidneys. Imagine the center of your palm is hard. Imagine your hands relax and warm. Right, we've done all of this warm up. So now we're going to use our palms to trace the back of the legs. If you're standing, you can squat all the way down, great. If you cannot, you still imagine the tips of your fingers tracing all the way down. They come up in the center. They split under the collarbone, go under the arms, and then return back to the kidneys. And in general, you do these at least 6 times. If you're in the chair, same thing. You just can't get all the way back to your glutes. But you still imagine that's where your palms are running. If your hands cannot reach all the way down, you still imagine that they're coming all the way down. So from the front, just relax and breathe. You can see how this is trying to trace all the channels, all the meridians in the body, including the central channel. So seated is same thing. Right? I just can't get all the way back to my glutes. If I can't reach all the way down, I'm still imagining they're going around and they're coming in. I'm still tracing with my mind. Relax here. I'm going to do one more, and I'm just going to end and rest on my kidneys. So now, when you're done, just rest on your kidneys. Oh, so I don't know about you, but I can feel that warmth. The whole body starts to heat up. So you could probably warm up with this, then do your regular warm-ups, and then warm down with this. You can see it's that nice general movement. Right, so it takes your palms. We've done all this Qigong. You got all that Qi flowing, and then you're using your palms to warm up and to move the Qi through the whole body. Okay? So if I'm standing, the next one, we're starting to finish. I'm going to stretch, so I'm going to press, and I want to feel my shoulders and my shoulder blades and the top of my shoulder stretching down, not just pressing but stretching. Same time I'm going to lift, go up, and I'm going to breathe in, but be careful, don't do that kind of breathing. Expand the lower belly, so the throat is open. I'm going to breathe in, and I'm going to drop my body while I exhale. Just let everything go, shake. So if you're in the chair, right, you don't have the advantage of dropping your body, so you just have to kind of throw your heels down and just shake everything out. Just right now, make that effort. We want everything to shake and be relaxed. So if I'm in the chair, breathing in and and throwing it down. If I'm standing, from the side, and when you do this, right, we're all at that point. Be very conscious of your joints, right? Don't just throw your body down. If your joints are hurting, do it a little bit more relaxed. As they loosen up, then you can do it a little bit more vigorously. And the last part is that rocking chair. So if I'm standing, everything has to be bent, and notice my head kind of stays in the same position. I don't rise or fall. Kind of that rocking chair. And I'm massaging the bottom of my feet from my heel to my toe. So when I'm standing, I have the weight of my body. I want to feel the bottom pressing and massaging. And at least 6 times. So again, if you're in the chair, just same kind of motion. They have to be just relaxing and letting it rock back and forth. And trying to get that, yeah. Okay, so just shake that out, and that's called 8 brocades of silk. There's all different versions of it. They all look very similar, slight variations. The one I do came from a teacher who visited from Taiwan. He was martial artist, kung fu, had a lot of knowledge. Oh my goodness, he was showing us all kinds of things. It was crazy. And he was acupuncturist. He was treating our teacher. He was doing moxibustion, acupuncture. Yeah, I think that was the first time I've seen people use the moxibustion is like when they burn like a little incense cone on top of the body. You cannot put it on top of the body, right? You're going to burn. So he cut a sliver of ginger. So he put a piece of ginger, I don't know, maybe 1/4 inch thick, put that down, and then put the incense, the burning herb on top of that, so the heat still transfers, but through the ginger. The ginger acted as a hot plate. I said, oh, that was the first introduction to seeing that type of thing. Yeah. So called 8 Brocades of Silk. It's actually a very old Qigong. Yeah, I think it's one, if not the first, it's one of the first Qigongs that Dao Mo brought into the Shaolin Temple. So yeah, and you can see it covers the whole body. As you refine it, as you settle your breathing, you start to learn the subtleties of how to do it. Then it just gets better and better for that. Okay, so bring the hands up. Yeah, make sure you shake everything up. And come up and turn the body, turn the waist. Let everything wiggle and stretch as you expand. Imagine turning right from the center. And as you exhale, drop your shoulder blades first. And see if you can feel your body still wanting to turn by itself. Again, let the body turn. Let the body rotate around the spine. Nice deep breath. It's a little different to take that deep breath while you stretch and not tense the upper body. And take that deep breath, expanding just the lower belly and relaxing. Nice. Okay. So I think we have enough time. What I'll do is I'll start to show you. We'll do the seated, the first 6 movements, and then I'll show you the standing. Okay? And again, you can do either the standing or the seated on there. So this is the Tai Chi for Health, Arthritis for Fall Prevention. Okay? It's based on the Sun style of Tai Chi. What's happening?
She needs a bib, and so I want to put it on, but she won't let me.
All right, breathing in. Let everything stretch. Feel your head suspended from above. Relax all the joints so your legs sink into the earth. Standing or seated, the joints should be opened and relaxed. Take 1 breath, or at least 1 breath. Let everything go. Release all the tension over here. Imagine your eyes, your cheeks, the jaw. Just let that go. Smile to yourself. Have that little sun in your chest. When you let that tension in your face go, and it shows you don't have to physically show a smile, but you have to feel that smile. When you physically let that tension go, it's like having that in a way it almost feels expressionless. You're not showing any of your emotion, but it's just letting that tension go, letting everything fall into place. But in your chest, in your heart, you feel that smile, that little sun rolling in your chest, warm and cool, gently putting out energy to your whole body. Take a deep breath. Let it all out. Then breathe naturally, and then we begin. So commencement, as you breathe in, gently pick up that ball of chi. Fingertips lightly stretched. Fold your elbows and bring it to your heart. Putting everything together right here. and gently roll it. Imagine you holding that beautiful ball of energy. You could be holding the sun in your hands. Warm and cool. So much energy, but just gentle, allowing you to manipulate it however you want. Expand and contract. Keep the sternum pointed up. Okay, turn to your right. Open into a single whip. Okay, Wan Sau, you keep on turning while your right hand begins to fall. Wan Sau, hands waving like clouds, or cloud hands, literally cloud hands. First time. The second time, the eyes are looking just above the fingertips. Just scanning that mountain, that beautiful mountain scene. And third time. As you come back, bring the chi back to your heart. Turn a little to the left and spiral back right into an open and close, continuous motion. And then we repeat on the left side. So turn to your left, press and open. Single whip. This is single whip right here. Keep on turning. Wan Sau, cloud hands. Eyes looking above the fingertips, scanning that mountain. First time. Second time. And third time. Relax the shoulders, relax the body. If you lose count, don't worry. Okay, come back to your heart. Just draw your palms back in and turn a little to your right so you can spiral back to center into an open and close. Turn the palms. We're going to close and down. So I'm going to show you the standing. You can do the standing, or you can just do it seated. Doesn't matter. The standing will might just show you where some of the moves come from. Oh, let me move the chair. Why don't you sit down? What?
I'm exhausted already.
Yeah, why don't you sit down?
Kidding.
Okay. She said she's exhausted, but what does she do? I told her sit down. She's going all over, or you can put her on the floor and play. Her toys are over there. Hey, sweetie pie. Yeah. Oh no, she's got my hand.
You got two. Hold on, baby.
Okay, so when we stand, the feet are 45. The heels are gently touching or almost touching, and the knees have to be bent. So in all Qigong, I've only seen one example where somebody said, don't open your feet in the Qigong. But everybody else, you want to turn the feet out and you want to bend. So the joints have to be loose and open. The joints all have to be bent. When the joints are not bent, that's what prevents the Qi from flowing. So all Qigong will talk about the joints have to be bent. They have to be open. They have to be loose. Okay? So turning your feet outward, and if you don't bend, there's too much stress, but that will force that on you. Okay? The hands are same thing. They're going to pick up and they're going to fold from here. Okay, so that's the same. We're just adding the stance. Okay? Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a step up. So from the side, if this is my starting position, I'm going to move it by taking a step up with my left. Okay, and the right will catch up. So we're just taking one step up forward. Okay. As my hand picks up, that's when I want to squat down a little bit more, but you don't need much. right? You don't have to go real low like this. I'm standing, it's a little bit bent. As my hand comes up, I'm going to start dropping. And my hands come to the heart, commencement. From there, you step up with your left. So a small step, and I'm going to shift my body forward. So I'm stepping. At the same time, well, let's just do the legs. Okay? So I'm going to step up with my left. And I want to turn a little bit to my left. Right? So from the front, I'm stepping to my left. I'm turning. And that frees up my back leg. And then my right leg can catch up. And I'm going to turn back and shift to center. Okay? So back. And I picked up my hand. Weighted left. I'm going to shift a little bit. Right leg is free. My left foot steps up. And I'm back in the center. Okay. So I'm trying to show you the different angles just so you can see what's happening. Okay, so from the front view, you go opposite from me. I'll call it out. We're starting with your left side. So the hands come up. I'm shifting right here at my heart. As I step, I'm going to shift and turn to my left. My hands roll out. From here, to pick my right leg up, I'm going to shift into my hands. They roll up. I complete my step. As I come to the center, my arms are still rolling, and then they come back. Okay, and then I do an open and close. Okay, so I'll show you the back view. Okay, so as my hands come up, I'm coming down, and I'm shifting to my right. Left heel. I'm stepping. I'm shifting to my left. I'm going to turn a little to my left. The hands all the way down. Now they're going to pick up and they come into me. I step, come to the center, press. I'm centered here, and they come back, and then open and close. Okay, from there. Okay. I want to show you the side because I want you to see how the elbows come here. And I'm not pulling my hands back. Okay? What I'm doing is I'm stepping into my hands. That's a little different. Oh, if I had my assistant, I could show you that. In other words, if my hands are here, right, I'm not pulling my hands back into me from there. What I'm doing is I'm stepping into my hands. Yeah? So let me show you this side. Right? So when I come out from here, right, my hands are here, I'm stepping into my hands. Right? So my hands remain here. I'm pivoting from here. Okay? That's a little important later on. And that goes with no resistance, right? I'm not pulling something. I'm joining into it. So, okay, and it's a lot easier from there. So on the side view, right, I'm already shifting to my right. When I come here, my leg is free. I'm going to step out, and the hand starts rolling from here, and they settle all the way down. Now I shift into my hands from here. As my back leg picks up, my hands continue to roll up. They find the ground, my heel touches down. As I come to center, my hands continue to roll. As I set right into center, right, then my hands come back right into an open and close. So that sequence shows you the hands and the legs work together. So the hands pick up, the legs pick up. Right? They set together, they move together, they center together. And so I'll show you the back, and we'll do the left side. Okay, so heels together. As I breathe in, I'm going to sink down to my right, hands to my heart, left leg free. Step to my left, shift to my left, roll my hands all the way down, then pick up my right, step down, center, out, and back. One open and close. So this is what we call commencement. The opening, the first 3 moves. The next 3 moves, that's when we start doing left and right. So single whip. We're from here facing you. I'll go same side as you. I have to think of it right. So it starts off. On the left, and your right foot taps and is free. Okay? So from the back, I'm going to turn to my right. My right foot is free, and then I take a small step to my right, and I press. Okay? So facing you, I would be here, same direction as you. Your right, it would press. But instead of, I'm not going to come all the way out. When I hit about halfway, I'm going to start turning my waist flat to the front. And that's single whip. So from the side, I'm here. Right? From the front, my hands separate. Okay, so from here, I'm going to shift, free my right foot, take a small step up at a diagonal. I'm going to sink and press the ball away while I move and start turning my waist to the front. Okay, fingertips just about eye level, looking over the eyes, and I want to scan and follow my right hand from here. Okay, so this is single whip. Wan Sau, I'm going to shift back while dropping my hand. Yeah. So from single whip, I'm going to shift back, drop my hand. I have to turn a little bit. That's going to free my right foot. I'm going to tap in. Hands and legs work together. So as I pick up my right hand, my right foot picks up and steps back out. And then I'm going to shift and turn my waist so I can pick up my left. My left comes in. One hand up, one hand down. I'm going to turn, shift my weight back to the left. My right leg is free. Let's take a small step while my hands are shifting. Sink one more time. And in general, 3 or 5 steps. Just walking gently to the side. Notice how I turn my waist. And then it just ends with an open and close. So you just come back to center. And like I said, turn a little bit and then spiral back. Don't just come straight back to center. Here. And then we repeat on your left side. Okay, so we do the same thing. So I turn my waist and free my left foot. Take a small diagonal step. So small diagonal step, my heel and my toe are sort of lined up. Sink and press the ball away. And then start turning back to the front. So my right hand is moving away from my left. And then I'm going to sit back. I have to free my left foot. My hand drops same time. Notice how the hand and leg move same time, and small step. And shift and turn my waist. My right leg can free and come in. My hands one up, one down, and turn. My left leg frees up while the hands move, step and turn. And ideally all your joints are loose and relaxed. And just breathe naturally. You'll naturally start breathing in and out. And then they come back to center. And one open and close. Okay, and drop your shoulders, drop your palms. If you're standing, then you stand all the way back up and down. Oh, one correction on me. I'm sorry. I don't do the standing enough. So when we close, we want to close the way we open. In other words, just kind of default, I go back to my Yang style. But the Sun style, we should really close like this. Yeah, heels together. So yeah, when I come back, you should bring your feet back like this. From there, in that position. Okay, so an introduction to the standing forms. You go on YouTube, there's a lot of people doing the standing forms. You can actually find Dr. Lam, a lot of his free videos, and he's constantly showing him just demonstrating the whole form. Okay? Maybe not, he doesn't give all the lessons for free, but he'll give you little tidbits and such. He does, by the way, he does have videos. He does have online. He has an online academy. It's a subscription academy, or he sells the DVDs. His DVDs are actually very well done. That you can break them down by chapters. So if you wanted to have a full session, but you only wanted to focus on one move, that's how he breaks it down. In other words, if you only wanted to do a single whip, but you wanted the whole warm-up and you wanted to review everything, but you just wanted to focus on studying single whip, you go to that section and you still get everything. Yeah. This is a very well done video. Okay. But 10 o'clock, we need to wrap it up. And we've been talking, I think you're going to hear some news. We're going to look at picking one Thursday a month. We're talking about which Thursday to do it, and Hanakia and Mahelani will send out something once it's finalized. But we're going to try once a month, extend to an hour and a half, and just see how that works. Yeah, and that'll give us a little bit more time to play with a little bit more Qigong, showing you the moves, talk about a little bit more of the finer details. And it's always if 1 hour is enough, you just quietly say bye, that's fine, or you can just watch, yeah, if it's too much. But reminding you, all the classes are relaxed, right? If you need to come late, go ahead. If you need to leave early, remember to take a break. Safety is number one, especially online, right? So please remember that, make it comfortable for you. Okay, so let's close up class.
Randy, can I ask a question?
Oh, sure. Yes, Deborah.
Before I forget. These are so relaxing. It's so relaxing for me that I'm yawning through the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's my body that is being relaxed through the exercises you're teaching. It's interesting because it's a mind and body thing, but it's the slowness and even your Chinese music in the background added to it, and your voice. All of those in combination is so relaxing. It's like I need this every day.
Well, it's on YouTube. So one of the things, I put it on YouTube so that people, it's on YouTube for free, and it's for people to just go at their leisure and look at it. But I tell people sometimes, we get too caught up in, I can't watch it, I can't make the time. Turn it on, just let it play in the background. It says subliminal, yeah, you're hearing it, and I purposely talk through it. Right? If you don't want that, then turn off the sound and you could just play background music on the side if you didn't want to hear the chatter. But knowing that on your own you could go through it, and you can listen to something 100 times and it's the 101st time where something that person says makes sense, because other things have to fall into place. But
and it's the subliminal too.
Yeah.
And it's where we're coming from in our lives.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Just taking a moment, we're dedicating a moment, but this moment in time helps us with a lot of moments.
Oh yeah.
Can you give us a background? I'm sorry I missed earlier classes. What is your background? How did you get to this level of Tai Chi?
You know what? Let me close class, and
I'm sorry.
yeah. No, let me close class first, and then I'll talk about that. Yeah. Okay. But I did want to say, because Deborah brought it up, If you get tired and sleepy, don't worry about it, because as she alluded to, what we're doing allows you to relax. And if you fall asleep, and people nod off all the time in class, that's what your body needs. So to be able to do really like intense practice, we have to be very awake, very alive, we have to be rested. If we're not, this relaxes us and says, sleep, you need to rest, right? Your body doesn't want to do that more vigorous stuff. People fall asleep all the time in class. They'll fall asleep holding a position, and then they'll wake up and they'll just continue. Yeah. So, and that's what this class is about. Okay? So we'll end class, and then I'll share my background again. Okay? All right, so breathing in and out. One more time, breathing in and out. And the third time. Just end with resting your hands on your lap, and I'll play the bell. We'll do a short bell meditation. Shh. Okay, slowly open your eyes, rub your hands together. Okay, and loose fingers. Make sure the fingers get in and out, so you're warming up the inside over there. Yeah, and you can kind of circle them and wiggle them around. Warm up your eyes. Imagine all that beautiful energy coming out of your palms, into your eyes, into your brain. Okay, and just comb your scalp with your fingertips. Okay, center to outside. Yeah, and just loosen it up. Oh, you can do the back of the neck and all of that. So I'll leave the recording on, and yeah, you can turn it on or off if you want. So my background, I don't know how far you want to go back. No, so I'm a Hilo boy, right? I 59, so I'm a boar. Oh, I was so excited, Year of the Boar. I'm 62 now. I thought Year of the Boar, oh, Year of the Boar was horrible, right? Well, it wasn't horrible, it was just kind of flat. And then somebody said, oh yeah, your year is always like, but I hope Tiger Year for you is much better. I thought, my goodness, I waited 60 years for my year, 12-12, right? But anyway, I grew up in Hilo. I got introduced to Tai Chi and Kung Fu in the late 70s. And the Tai Chi side, there was a lady from China, married a Caucasian man, and for some reason they moved to Hawaii. And the Chinese community really small and really tight. Yeah, so we had a chance to meet her, and she was good friends with my classmate's family. His name is Linus Chow, Linus and Mary Chow. You may have heard of them, Chinese artists. They came over when I think I was in the 3rd grade, right? This is Cultural Revolution time. So all the artists, all the artisans, right? The Kung Fu masters, they were all getting purged. All the literate people, right? They were getting purged by Mao Zedong. So they ended up in Hilo. And anyway, this woman, we asked my classmate if she would teach us. So she taught us we were able to do the first third of the Yang style set. And my mom was learning Tai Chi at that time too from somebody in Hilo. I finished up, I came to Oahu in 1989. I went to school. I got my master's in elementary education, elementary science. And just about in 89, I joined my Kung Fu club. I stayed with my teacher. I'm still associated with the club. He brought me to his friend's class. I learned the rest of the Yang style, 108 form. And for years, that's all I did. I never really took a Tai Chi class, learned the deeper things. I just practiced the form. Along the way, so my background is the Shaolin Kung Fu called Siu Lam Fat Ka Kien, or monk family set. And along the way, I reconnected with my cousin from the Big Island, on my mom's side. So he's my first cousin once removed. And I found out that he was really involved in martial arts. So as we connected, he's the one who's taught me a lot about the internal, the healing side. He's introduced the Bagua. The Bagua, when we do this movement in the warm-up, I modify, do this. This starts to come from the Bagua movement and the circle walking. He does a lot of healing. So he's the one who encouraged me to do massage. So when I retired from the state, he encouraged me to get my massage license because I think he knew that I enjoyed doing that kind of things. So that's what I try to do now. Not too many clients because of pandemic. Somehow I've been able to keep my office, but yeah, not enough clients. And if you need a massage, give me a call. But I do the physical massage, a lot of dry massage actually. I use a lot of tuina. It's a lot of rolling and rocking. It improves the circulation, loosens up the joints. And for my oil work, I do mostly a Lomi style that my cousin passed on. And that whole lineage is really interesting. I'm constantly forgetting the name. I can dig up the name. But my cousin is a sponge. So he grew up in Hilo. I forget her name. Auntie Margaret? Was that Auntie Margaret in Kona?
Yeah.
She's the one who brought the Lomi out to the public, right? So he said he actually met her and he took a few classes and she was psychic. Because
Is that Machado? Auntie Machado?
No, not Machado. What? Oh, Hanakia, do you remember? She's.
I forgot her last name. She got it for Lomi.
Yeah, she was in Kona, and so all the Japanese people learn her Lomi. She's the one who brought it out and opened it up to the public, yeah. And she has her lineage, but he told me she was actually a small woman, so he could see that the way she does the Lomi fit her physical stature, right? If she was big, she could do other things, but because she was tiny, she did certain moves. So that's the Lomi that's taught to all the Japanese. They all come to Hawaii, they all learned. She's passed away. Her students, he told me it looks simple, but her real old time closed door students are really amazing at what they do. So she created that 1, 2, 3 temple, that 1, 2, 3 hard, 1, 2, 3 soft, 1, 2, 3 hard, and they just follow that pattern, but they're so good in it. Yeah. But anyway, but it's deeper than that, and so he has some of that background, but the Lomi, the more formal Lomi we learned was from this teacher in Kauai, and that's where his lineage merges with my lineage, my Kung Fu lineage, because that teacher is supposed to have been classmates with my teacher's teacher, and they used to communicate psychically. And the story is both of them came out of Siu Lam, both of them came out of Shaolin Temple. That teacher is from Hawaii, So he said that if you ever saw pictures of her, she looks like a Taoist priestess. She came back to Hawaii, she married the Hawaiian side. So when I look at her lomi, I can see where she brought all this knowledge, right, back to the Hawaiian side. And as like I said last time, I really strongly believe, right, when the Polynesians left Asia as a continent, that more shamanistic concept of healing, right? You hang on to it. You hang on to it when you're an immigrant. We're in China, right? They still had all of that, but then the medical Qigong evolved. So I really think she brought that knowledge back, and it's in the lomi. So it's not just the emotional and such, but you can actually talk about the acupuncture points in the lomi and what you're doing. Yet there's a lot of releasing the emotional. And what we found out with what we're taught with the lomi, the lomi ultimately, whether we tell the patient or not, we do the lomi to open the heart. So the purpose of the lomi is to get rid of all of that blockage and rubbish that prevents the heart from opening. So releasing the anger, releasing the depression, releasing the fear, releasing everything, and allowing the heart to open. And
I want to share a story with you. When I was just a baby, a couple of months old, I live on Morera Street in Papakōlea, and it was named that because Mr. Morera was a dairy farmer, and he leased the property way back when from Hawaiian Homes. Anyway, they came from Portugal, and my mom is half Portuguese, half Hawaiian, and dad is half Norwegian, half Hawaiian. But I had opuhuli. In those days, it was the intestine, stomach, something was happening
twisted,
there. Yeah. And so my mom was a young mother, and she was all crying and things. She didn't know what to do, and she ran up to Mrs. Morera, and Mrs. Morera boiled cabbage and everything, and she brought it in, and she was lomiing, the lomi part of what you're talking about. She lomied it so well with the warm cabbage and stuff that she put it back into where it was supposed to be. What was happening to me, intestines, stomach, whatever. Yeah. And that's what healing. So every culture has that kind of thing, I think. Yeah. You know, because it's Portuguese, but it's the loaming, the way you move, and just everything you're teaching us today too. You know, and even those sounds with the clanging of what you're doing. When I watched the lantern ceremony when they had it, very spiritual, because just those sounds, because they had many sounds like that going on when you're looking at the ceremony, but it's the spiritual realm. You're going into the spiritual realm, so it's all encompassing, really. And then you're talking about your science. I 35 years with DOE. I was a school librarian, and I remember you. Weren't you a resource teacher in science that you taught schooled in general science?
Yeah, right? There was early in my career. I started, I was 29 years old, so early in my career, but I spent 3 years with Future Flight Hawaii with Art Kimura. I'm sorry, not 3 years. I spent almost my whole career supporting that, but I'm sorry, for 1 year, I actually moved to Hilo, and I was working that program. I was part of that office, and so I was considered a space science education teacher. More elementary, and I traveled around the state. I had an opportunity to go around the state, do school programs all over, all over the place. So yes.
I remember that. Dynamic.
Yeah. So where I am now, I retired from the DOE. Formally, I'm doing massage and healing, and I still try to do the martial arts on the side. And I got into I was teaching a class at Catholic Charities at their Keamoku campus. I have a friend there, and through the years, she's always asked me to come and do Tai Chi classes. When I went there this last round, they offered to send me for training for certification for the Tai Chi for Health program. Stan Michaels with the Department of Health is offering scholarships. So I wrote it up, and when I look back, I have to laugh because, of course, my resume for this scholarship was huge, right? I had just finished as a DOE teacher. I was doing Kung Fu for years. I was Tai Chi well, my Tai Chi introduction was years ago, and I'm doing this, so I got the oops, oh, there's my friend from Croatia. So I got the scholarship. I walked in, right, and everybody's like, wow, we really want to meet you. And I'm thinking, why? So that's how I got into Tai Chi for health. And you know, it's natural. I came in from the more martial side. But over the last, I've been doing this for about 6 years. So how I view what we do now has gone from the more martial with the health benefit to it's the health side. If you want it, there's martial benefit. But in between, I've always said this, and no matter which side I enter the room from, I always say it's both. Right? You cannot separate the martial art from the health. Right? If you want to be martial artists, you have to be healthy. So by doing the Qigong, all your systems is healthy, you're cultivating Qi, you become more efficient, you do more energetic. Right? If you want to be healthy, your body has to be strong. So what I like about learning the martial arts is about really about proper body mechanics, physical mechanics. So physically you become more efficient, you strengthen the bones and ligaments, but you need both. You need internal, external, right? We need the kind of movement that we're doing now, and we can, oops, there's a baby on the floor. You didn't warn me there's a baby on the floor. You never know what I'm going to do. There, you can see the baby on the floor. So we can do the same movements. I'm constantly looking for things. I have so many things. I went to Fisher, Hawaii, and they had these hand weights, soft neoprene. They call them walking weights because they have a strap at the and they're soft. And they're only, I think they're only a pound each, maybe 2 pounds, I can't remember. But I could do the whole set with this, and I have to be even gentler because I don't want to have resistance, right? So I have to be very gentle, yet a little bit of weight will add a little bit of resistance, which will stimulate my muscle growth, my bone growth. Okay? So we need both, not just soft internal, you know, less than a gram of energy. We need to add strength to build up a little bit more muscle strength. Yeah, and I'm at that point too, where I've done so much internal that my muscles aren't as strong as before. I had to carry something heavy. I had to carry my my office refrigerator freezer, bring it home for a month while we're waiting for a new one, and I thought my hamstrings were going to explode. 6 years ago they were fine. Now it's like, oh.
I don't know if you can see this, but there's Auntie Margaret.
Oh,
and her last
yeah.
name is Machado.
Oh, it is Machado.
So that's Auntie Margaret Machado.
Yeah.
And talks about Kūpuna of Hawaiian Lomi. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the one that taught there.
Yeah. So the other lineage I have. I'm going to end my video here.